Hey world, it is Martha here for my week 42, I believe. That might or might not be right, I'm not sure. But we'll guess with 42 post-up update. This week I actually gained like 0.2 of a pound, so I'm at 239.4. That didn't really faze me at all because I've been having some money issues. But I totally impressed myself because I did a half marathon on Saturday. Oh my God. I was anxious for most of the day, and I was like sort of staying with everybody for the first half mile. We got a little bit drizzled on because it started raining, and I was getting used to, like, you know, running on the uneven ground, and because usually I'm like on the track or whatever, and it is a completely different case. But I did it, and I kept going, and you know, people I knew were passing me up, and I didn't let it faze me. I just kept going, and I sort of had this moment there where, you know, I'm going, I'm in the zone, whatever. I'm already at like mile 6, and you know, people are starting to come back, and you know, I'm trying not to let that bother me. You know, they're being, I guess they're impressed that I'm still, you know, jogging every once in a while, because they're giving me high fives, and I'm just thinking like, oh my God, I've only hit this mile, or I'm only here. I'm counting mentally how many more I have to go, and I'm just, it's at that point where you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then it just was like, you know, the old Martha would have quit. When I got to mile 7, I would have quit. I was gonna quit. I felt like I couldn't go on. I felt like maybe I couldn't do it. And then mile 8, I actually slipped. You know, like I said, it's outside, so there was like some uneven gravel part, and I fell off track and hurt my knee. I didn't like scrape it or anything. It just, you know, if you fall and you get pressure, and I can tell it kind of got me a little off track. But I was not gonna go out like that. So I'm there like, oh, I can feel the pain with every step, and around mile 9 is when like I knew for sure that I was the last person in this marathon. And it was like already super dark by this point, because there's no like street lights or anything. So, and I don't know if you guys, I probably mentioned it before, but I'm like still pretty afraid of the dark. So I'm here like having a mild panic attack. I've got EMS following me because they're just afraid I'm gonna go down at any second, and they keep offering me rides. And I'm like, you know, no, I'm not gonna, I've even gone this far to quit now. And around mile 10, I actually start limping. Like, I'm in a lot of pain, I'm limping, and I'm tired. I want to quit. And one of the EMS guys, or maybe there's a fire, I don't know, some emergency service person is like, you know, no one will think any less of you if you stop right now. And I was like, but I will. And I kind of had a mini meltdown. I was crying in front of all these random people, because that would have been another thing that I doubted myself on, and I don't want to be that girl anymore. So I went, and I continued, and I walked like the whole rest of the time. Some firefighters guy gave me this flashlight because they could see that I'm like, you know, weirding out, because there's, you know, aside from like the cars passing by, I couldn't see anything. They had even taken down the signs, so I couldn't even see like what mile it was, how much more I had to go. But to make a long story short, I finished. I was the last person to clock in, but my official time was 3 hours, 43 minutes, and 14 seconds for a 13+ mile half marathon. And I'm trying not to cry during this, but you know, I didn't know anybody there at the finish line, but the second I turned that corner, there's like cheers, and for some of them, it seemed like I was crossing the finish line for them, and that it was so beautiful. It was a very monumental moment for me, because I don't know, I've never had a moment where I felt proud, you know. Yes, I made good grades in school. I've done a lot of good things, but I've never done anything that I felt was honorable, or not, that I felt made me significant, I guess. But I've gotten so much support, and people they're calling me an inspiration, which is just bizarre for me to hear, because I've never felt that way. I've never used that word to describe myself. And I got the sweetest email from my husband telling me how proud of me he was. And the director of the marathon actually wrote me this really beautiful email that was so touching, that she was just impressed with me, because she knows a lot of people that were on this race who, you know, they took ill, their bodies couldn't do it, they got sick, and she was proud that even though me knowing I was the last one, I didn't take a ride, and I did it. And I still am just like, oh, like I know this is not gonna carry me on forever, but I'm so on this wave of like, you know, maybe I can do things, maybe I will get there. And what was so significant, and I mean, it's probably random, but it was significant in my mind, was that after I said that thing to the EMS guy, that I will think less of me if I took a ride, the song I heard was Miley Cyrus's The Climb. And, you know, I don't know if anybody's ever like sat there and listened, or even just read the lyrics. They're just so beautiful, because you have this vision of where you want to be, and when you are 342 pounds, you don't feel like it's possible. You make strides and you take steps, and you really, you know, a lot of times I just fell short. And even though I'm not losing weight the way I should be, I am slowly finding myself. I'm slowly becoming the person that I want to be. So I'm on my way. And the negative self-talk I've been giving myself, you know, maybe I am pretty awesome. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, because you guys have been so supportive, and, you know, I'm so impressed by each of you. And even if we don't succeed in the exact way we want to succeed, as long as we are hitting these mini milestones and pushing ourselves when we want to stop, then we'll get there, you know. And we can't just instantly get there. We have to enjoy the ride. We have to enjoy the climb. That's all I really want to say. And also, if you can, go ahead and show Miss Stephanie Lee some love, because she's going through some issues right now, and she needs all of our love and all of our support and all of our prayers for her. Thanks guys for watching.